Today's Taanis Esther, the fast day that precedes Purim. And the obvious question is, why do we fast the day before the most joyous day on the Jewish calendar? And the answer is because the reason we celebrate Purim in the first place is because it was a time of great national salvation when Haman and his henchmen wanted to destroy the entire Jewish people. And so a battle was fought. One day throughout the empire, 2 days in the city of Shushan, and in that battle, the Jewish people were victorious. And because they won, we are able to celebrate this tremendous salvation and this tremendous holiday. And so the question is, what is the nature of this war, and why do we commemorate it? And the idea is that when Jewish people went to war, think about this for a second, they didn't send out the big, strong, macho people we typically think of with the military. They sent out their most righteous people. And on top of it, they were fasting. And that's why we fast today, because they fasted then. Now, think about this for just a second. People who are righteous and fasting, right? What are the odds that they're going to be successful in war against people who really want to wipe them out? The answer is, under normal, natural circumstances, 0, right? Or close to 0. But the reason they won is because they had God behind them. And when God is with us, when Hashem is behind us, we are invincible. And that is the Jewish way of war. And we only brought forth our very best spiritually, because our spiritual best ultimately trumps anyone else's physical best. And that ultimately is the backstory, if you will, to the entire Purim story. There's no way that we would have survived any of what was going on if not for the direct, even though it was unseen, but the direct hand of God throughout the entire story, the orchestration of all the events that occurred that eventually led to our salvation and our redemption. That is the beauty of Purim. That is the joy of Purim. That's why we celebrate. So we start with a fast because we need to commemorate the backstory. We need to understand what allowed us to get there. And then we launch full on into celebration mode, because that is ultimately what it's all about. Recognizing the hand of God in everything we do and celebrating that special connection. So I hope everybody has an easy and meaningful fast. A fast that connects us deeply to our purpose, that reconnects us with our desire to become one of those spiritual warriors, to represent our nation at a time of distress, and simultaneously brings us to a place of joy and deep satisfaction, deep happiness that will allow us to celebrate Purim like never before. Chag Purim Sameach, and have an easy fast.